What up guys, it's Justice here. This is the third episode of the Summoning Sundays series. This video is going to go around Artisans Workshop, and if possible I may separate it into two parts, but either this week or next week it's going to be a battle off between two different methods of charm collecting whilst in the 40 minutes countdown of triple charm rewards from familiarization. But this first part of the video is going to go around Artisans Workshop. Now, just before I go into the video, I made an absolutely fatal mistake. I have literally just recorded this video for 15 minutes with my 15-minute ramblings for this series, and guess what? I made the fatal mistake of not actually checking if the audio was connected, and it wasn't, guys. So I am really pissed off. I'm really annoyed because now I'm going to have to try and remember everything which I just talked to you about. So yeah. Wish me luck for that, and I'll try my best to remember different things which I went through, because I talked about experience rates and everything. I worked it all out, and now it's just in my head, so I'll try and remember it and just go with it. Otherwise it's going to take a long time. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll get straight into it. Okay, so I'm at Artisans Workshop right now, and as you can see, basically the reason why I'm here and the reason why I'm doing it for the raw cannon, which you can see in my inventory, which yes guys I have accomplished, which I'm extremely happy about, is because I had a comment from my last Summoning Sundays video saying you will not be respected until you get a raw cannon. Now I thought, you know what, that got to me a little bit, and I thought I'm going to investigate a little bit about this raw cannon. Is it really worthwhile? I thought to myself, I'm not going to bother going for it because I'm only doing summoning, like 1 hour per week. But I thought I'm going to look into it a bit more, and if I can get smithing XP whilst doing it, then what the hell. So I looked into it and talked to a few mates, a few comp caper mates, max capers, for a bit of advice around it. And after a bit of a discussion, it really didn't seem too hard to get. So this first part of this summonings video is going to be around me achieving the raw cannon, how I got it, in terms of the experience required, how long it took, the XP rates, and what ingots I used. Now if you already have a raw cannon, this may still be interesting for you to listen to in terms of the method I used, what ingots I used. Now a lot of people will say just go for Addy or go for Addy ingot 3, however that's extremely expensive, and for me, even if I do have a little bit of money or quite a bit of money in my bank, I'm not one to waste money easily, and I want to appeal to a wider spread audience, around a wider spread viewers, sorry, around what can you guys actually afford and what is the best sort of GP per XP experience per hour in terms of cost as well. So after a long discussion with my mates, this is what I came up with. Now Artisans Workshop, which you can see here, this is where you'll actually smith the Burial Armour, and this guy here, this little dude, is a proper slave trader. He really works you hard, guys. His name's Suak, and basically if you listen to him and you smith the Burial Armour, which is in the top left hand corner here, then you will actually gain increased experience, around 10% extra, which is very nice. I think it's around 10%, don't quote me on that, but it is extra. It's around 50 experience extra for me in terms of using the steel ingot 3 anyway. Now as you can see in the top right hand corner, that's how much experience I've actually gained from here since around Friday. Now that's literally since Friday, and I have a lot of commitments in other than this game, so that is very good. That's a very nice experience, and very quick considering I've just been doing divination, as you can see here, which was around 60k to 70k per hour, and you had to click a little bit more for that. So to come here and gain quite a lot of experience, which I'll go into now, it's over 100k by the way, a little hint. It was really a good feeling, to be honest. To be able to AFK and gain that much experience is just absolutely wonderful. Now I'll go into the experience rates now, just before I show you where you can get the raw cannon from, and I go into respect. But for now I'm just going to go on experience rates. Now these aren't going to be exact numbers because this isn't a guide per se in terms of artisans, because there's plenty out there. This is just what I did, and it's the approximations of what I think I got and figured out. It is pretty much exact though, so you get around 353 experience per steel ingot 3 without any bonus or anything. You actually get a little bit of bonus, or I do, because I've unlocked a few rewards down here which I'll go into, which gives you more experience here. However, for me personally, after I unlocked those little rewards there, it was 353 experience per normal steel ingot 3 burial armor which you make. Now you can make around 360 of these burial armors per hour, and with that experience you're looking at around 10 hours approximately to gain 1.5 million smithing experience. Now Why am I saying 1.5 million smithing experience? Well, at this place you gain respect, okay? So with that 1.5 million experience, that actually is equivalent to a total of 150 respect. However, it's not as easy as that. So 10k experience approximately is equal to 1% respect. Now, you need to gain respect in order to unlock rewards such as the Royal Cannon. Now, there is a limitation to this. You can only have a maximum limit of 100% respect at any one time. Now, if you don't concentrate at your screen and you are constantly AFKing, then you've got a little bit of a problem, because what you'll find out, or what you'll see, is that a little message pops up when you reach 100% respect. Now, if you miss that message and you keep going, then you're wasting your respect, guys. Don't do that. And I did that for around 3-4%, which was a bit of a shame, but it really wasn't much. Luckily, someone spotted or shouted out, "I've got 100%. I was like, shit, so do I. So I thought I better go down and get that. So basically, when you're smithing, you're AFKing here, you pop down the stairs when you've reached that limit, which I'll show you now. It's just on the west side of this place. You go downstairs and you speak to this guy called Elof. Now, what I did say in my last video, which I didn't record the audio for, is that I love these little dwarfs, right? I think they look awesome, and it does remind me of the film The Hobbit. I'm a big fan of the Hobbit movies and Lord of the Rings. Now, I am rambling off on one, but that's why you watch these videos. But this guy, Elof, I'm just a big fan. I think dwarfs are probably one of my favourite races in this game. What's your favourite race, by the way? Elves, dwarfs, you know, there's quite a few different ones in here, I think. Marorite, you know, different types. What's your favourite, what's your favourite type of thing, creature? I don't know how to say it, god damn it. But yeah, Elof here. If you right click Elof and you go into rewards, you'll see his rewards shop, and you can go into you can get loads of different types of rewards from Elof. Now, obviously the main, most popular rewards are the Golden and Royal Cannon. Now, the Golden Cannon requires 50% respect, and that's what I was talking about in terms of the 100% limit, because the Royal Cannon actually requires 100% respect. Now, what I advise you to do, or is what I did, is I got up to 50% respect. You can get up to 100, whatever, but I got up to 50. And then I use that respect to actually buy the Golden Cannon. Then it makes the respect go back down to 0%. Then you go back up there, do a bit more smithing, and listen to the slave trader suak, and then gain 100% respect again, and you will then be able to unlock the Royal Cannon, which I have here, which I'm going to set out for the very first time, or should I say second time, because the first video failed, as I say multiple times. But I'll set that out, the Royal Cannon, for the second time, and try and do a live reaction as if it was the first time I saw it, if I can. But yeah, I'll do that in a second, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it with Elof's reward shop. Now, a few extra things which I did unlock, because personally, without looking at any guidance, I thought these have got to be the best ones to go for next for a person like me who is AFKing here, listening to suak. So the quick learner one, that actually gives you a bit more experience whilst you're keeping up with suak. And I can't remember what it was. I got around quite a decent amount, 8 XP more per Burial Armour actually made, which was quite nice. And then when I put the budding student up, it went above 10 experience more or something. So it was very nice to actually have those. Eventually I will unlock the master student after another 570k experience approximately. So that's quite, there's a little tip for you guys, you know, after you've done the Royal Cannon, if you are going to gain experience here, definitely unlock the quick learner and the budding student, and then obviously the master student when you become extremely clever at this AFKing smithing skill. So I'll just go back over here and explain the next part of this video. Now, I just wanted to point out suak here. He's a really grumpy guy. Look at him. He is so grumpy, and he just keeps telling us to make things. This guy's horrible. But yeah, moving on to what I was going to talk about. These little things here, perfect timing. The Warrior Ancestor, level 68. Oh my god, he's so hard. But this guy here, the Warrior Ancestor, if you actually kill him... Do I have a weapon? Yes, I do, thank god. One hit KO! If I kill him, then I actually gain respect. For laying the ancestor to rest, you actually gain some respect. So that gives you around 0.2% respect, I think. So to be honest, it probably is quite handy just to quickly hit him if you're, if you see him pop up on the screen, whilst you're AFKing, just kill him quickly, then get back to your smithing. So there's a little tip for you in order to gain respect a bit quicker. You can also mend these burst pipes, but to be honest, I didn't bother because you have to look out for it and go over there and then come back. And it's a bit of a tedious job, so I just literally click this anvil, do my burial armors, and then I kill these warrior warriors and minor armors every so often. Okay, so what I worked out is that at a very minimum with steel ingot 3s, which require around 17 iron ore and, sorry, just had to check that, 9 iron ore and 17 coal ore, sorry, to make 1 burial armor. So you can work it out from that how many you're going to need, because it's around 360 experience-ish, or 350 experience, sorry, without any bonuses. So you can work out how many iron ore and coal ore you're actually going to need. So it's 9 iron ore and 17 coal per burial armor, which is 350 experience approximately. So if you divide 1.5 mil by 350, you'll actually find out how many iron and coal ore you're going to need to buy. But for me, it works out to around 10 hours worth of smithing, which is not bad at all. It's actually quite nice. It didn't require that much time. You gain around 127k, very minimum per hour, and that's with steel ingot 3s. I mean, that's very nice, and that's if you're not even following this dude's orders, okay? And every so often you will by accident follow his orders, because whatever you're making will probably pop up on the screen in the top left. So you're going to earn around 135k plus 145k if you actually follow his orders to the book per hour with steel ingot 3. So that's quite nice, guys. Definitely worthwhile. But like I said, I try not to track experience personally when I'm doing this game. The main reason for that is it puts me off a little bit. So I just go with it and just see what happens, and that's how I did divination. So if you're wondering how to get a skill like divination to level 99, there's my best advice. Just don't put an XP rate on it or anything. Just go with the flow, and you might get there in the end. Just keep it in the back of your mind. That's what I do, and that's where I motivate myself to get it. So now, yes, Addy ingot 3s are around 180k experience per hour or something, maybe more, but the cost is so much more, and I'm not going to go into the exact cost of how much. It probably cost me around 12 mil or something to get 1.5 mil experience, or let me think, 40, 50, no, maybe a bit more, around 20 mil max. I'll look into that a bit more depth maybe, but it didn't cost me loads, or it didn't feel like it did. And for me, the experience which I gained was definitely worth going for that. So if you've got obviously like a 100 mil bank, then maybe it's not worth it, or it probably isn't worth it for you because it's a large amount. It's like 20% then of your actual bank, so it isn't worth it then. However, if you've got a bit more money, 500 mil plus maybe, then Artisans probably is a good choice for you in terms of training your smithing up. And if you want to AFK and watch a movie, that's what I do. It's definitely worthwhile. Okay guys, so I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I didn't want to just give you a scramble of random figures, so I worked it out to the exact with steel ingot 3, the cost, the experience, etc., how many burial items you can make per hour, which I'm going to go into depth with right now very quickly. So I've made a little quick Word document which I've just been spending about 10 minutes just figuring all this stuff out for you guys. So it requires 9 iron ore in order to make 1 burial piece of armor, steel ingot 3, 17 coal ores, which that's the cost of that. It costs 3,276 GP for 9 iron ores at the moment with the current GE prices, which are fairly stable or very stable. 2,839 for 17 coal pieces, which totals up to 6,115 GP. Now you can make, for 1.5 million experience, it requires 4,238 burial armor pieces, steel ingot 3. Now, the total cost in order to purchase the resources required to make that many burial armor pieces cost you 25.9 mil. Now, when I figured that out, I thought, ouch, that's quite a lot of money actually. So I wasn't really thinking about it whilst I was paying for it, because like I said, I didn't want to, because it does actually get to you a little bit. But if you're a PVMer like me, then you won't really feel that impact you hugely, because then I worked out the actual loss per hour. Now, the loss per hour for me was just over 2 mil. It's around 2.2 mil, but that's not exact. It's just over 2 mil, which I'm losing per hour. But with that, I'm actually gaining the equivalent to a bare minimum of 130k experience without the 10% bonus from following Suak's orders. So again, with the 10% bonus, if you are following his orders, you're going to earn a lot more, or at least quite an extra amount there per hour. around 13, you know, to 20k or something. So it's quite nice, guys, you know, and especially if you're wearing this little apron here, you do get that extra 1%. So there are the exact figures on screen for you. Now I'm just going to get rid of that. But again, you know, it isn't too bad. That's what you need to do if you want to use steel ingot 3. It's going to cost you 25.9 mil rather than the whopping adamant ingot 3s, which are probably going to cost you a whopping amount and really eat at your bank. I know I can make over that per hour whilst PVMing quite easily, so I'm not too bothered about that loss, especially when it's as AFKable as this is. So I'm going to go and set up my roll cannon now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is going to be my second live reaction to setting up this thing. I'm probably going to be just as excited. Let's see this beauty. Oh yes! Look at that Royal Dwarf multi-cannon. I absolutely love that thing. Look at that beauty, guys. Royal Dwarf multi-cannon set up and achieved. That is a beautiful piece of architecture. I absolutely love it. You know, oh god, I could just have it out all day. It looks so pretty. And especially with Rabbit Sandwich there, I think he's quite fitting, you know, to this raw cannon. It could probably actually, it looks a bit like a cannonball actually. You could probably fit it in there and fire it. That would be quite interesting if you could do that. They should make an emote for that. Jagex, make an emote for that, please. That would be hilarious to see. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. And again, I'll see you in part 2 of Summoning Sundays, coming out probably next week. Probably will come out actually on Sunday this time, because it probably will be pre-recorded, and that'll be a battle off between 2 types of charm collecting, and I'm actually going to use range this time rather than mage for this particular type of charm collecting. Now it's going to take into account loads of different variables, AFK versus using abilities, all sorts of different things. I'll see whether you can actually predict which method I'm actually going to use next week. Write in the comment section if you can predict it. And have a guess at what I'm actually going to be doing. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.